explaining this.
Great.
It means basically starting
Just
off
going
without
right in.
exactly. So what is?
Hi. Didn't see you there.
Hello. We have suddenly a guest.
Cool.
No, but I mean, anyway. We'll do this proper.
Let me
Okay.
just try to close this.
Is it? Do you tend to look like at the camera, or are we just
Oh, you
kind
can
of
talk
ignore
to
the?
yeah. It's fine. There's a second camera, so
Yeah,
she
okay.
can, so Nônô can.
And I might speak too.
Yes.
Cool.
So don't. This is our own show. I've been doing this for 15 years, but the show is relatively recent. So I know, you know, I'm like a TV host and stuff.
So
but
he's just been
online-
doing this for no one in his bedroom, just interviewing bands.
Cool.
No one recording at all.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
For 15 years with
and then-
no guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But like.
No, with guests, but not recorded.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
recording, or just doing this for myself, as you would, as I mean, you not necessarily, just you, just I mean, but writing songs for yourself
Totally.
in your room, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so anyway, you're just saying something about what's that drag lingo?
Oh yeah, like drag me, just like
Drag me.
insult me.
Oh, drag me through the mud.
I think that's probably what it stems from. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I've just been listening to this podcast where they keep using this expression. And
Really? Which one?
It's called Seek Treatment with Kat and Pat. It's really funny. It's just these two comedians just sort of interviewing comedians, and they're always. I feel like anytime that they're like slightly like could take anything to be an insult, they're just like drag me, like go ahead, drag me, just like say something horrible. I don't know, but it's just I guess it's a kind of youngster expression that a lot of my friends don't say it,
Sorry
but
for interrupting.
yeah.
It's just become an internet thing, where
Yeah.
people are just post a photo of themselves and say like either burn me or drag me or something like just insult me to death.
That's crazy.
Oh, like they do with pets, like insult my bird and stuff.
What?
Yeah. Flame my bird or something. What's it? Flame? Flame?
It's not.
It's not flame. It's
not.
Wait.
roast my bird.
Roast.
It's a roast.
Yeah, like exactly. It's like roast. It's like roasting
It's like
someone. Yeah,
roasting,
dragging
okay.
someone. Also, just kind of unrelated, but do you guys know about the bird thing? Just made me think of it. Do you know about the cheese thing? It's like this internet thing where people are throwing cheese at their kids' faces. Like it's so crazy.
I know about the thing that people disappear with behind the sheet, like they do. They throw the sheet up and then disappear, and animals will go like, "What is going on?" Which is cute.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. No, this is just this weird, like it's called like the cheese challenge or something, and it's literally just if you search like the hashtag of the cheese challenge, we were watching it today, and it's just parents filming their like toddler, and they'll just throw a piece of American cheese and it'll land on the kid's face, and the kid's just like really confused. And
I think I've seen that.
it's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's a trend. It's so strange.
I mean, not to hurt any animals, like or scare them in any way.
Yeah.
You know about that one dog that doesn't catch anything?
No, I love
So
that.
the dog is really adorable and old and a little bit blind. And
Not Carlos though.
No, not Carlos.
There's Carlos, which is an adorable Pomeranian.
It's just one old
I
Labrador
think.
that really cannot catch one thing, food in his mouth at all. And so it's just videos of slow motion, food hitting him in the face. And it's the sweetest thing. He
poor
gets to eat the
thing.
thing.
That's
he just
nice.
like cannot catch it
That's
once.
cute. Oh my gosh, I love dog videos. Do you know the name of it? We gotta find it
No,
later.
but I'll send a link to you because it's. I think one of the things is exactly like one whole cheeseburger hitting the dog in the face and exploding, and the dog is just so happy he's getting a cheeseburger.
Aww.
This is Animal Talk, so Nônô has taken over.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
But even though my Facebook, actually, I think the only reason that I'm still on Facebook is that there's animal groups. And I can do nothing. I try to not be there all day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be there all day and do nothing and just click on. I cannot not love React like cocktails and parrots and cats and dogs and I know. I know if you're the same. Like if you go like, there's too many.
For me, it's
almost too
Instagram.
many.
Like I'll just look at the dogs, hashtag dogs of Instagram or whatever, and I could just look at it all day long. Like,
No, for sure. Instagram, absolutely. I cannot look up anything on Instagram because I'll have like these suggestions of chinchillas and hamsters.
Yeah,
and I'll be
it's
like,
so scary.
I'll take 10 minutes to look up anyone.
Yeah, totally. Oh my gosh, I know.
It's just too
endless. And there's so much. There's so much great stuff out there. You know, you just want to watch every single dog. I'm like all day following dogs. It's like. And then I'm like, when did I do that? Who's this? Who's this person I follow? Like, it's just some at one point I followed this person that just like had cute dogs, but it was just like a person, like who I didn't know. And then I was like, who's this person I'm following?
But
like,
still, it overlaps.
I posted one picture of a dog and I followed them. It's like, it's crazy. Yeah.
Do you feel like, because I feel this, do you feel like if you're being mean if you don't like or heart and follow or whatever, no, not follow, I mean, but like react to this animal in particular, because otherwise you'll be mean, because you're kind of like being mean to the animal if you don't show it love, I guess. Because that's why I need to compulsively like.
I know what you mean. I don't feel that way about liking pictures because I feel like the animal doesn't know if you like its picture. But when I see a dog on the street, I have to say hello. I don't care how much it freaks out. Like the owner, I will just be like, hi, like to a dog, and I like that the dog. I just want the dog to know that I love it. You know what I mean?
But even the owners, like they know. That's why you have like that's not why you have an animal. That's one of the reasons you take, like, you'll know, like you want people to find them adorable.
I love
and babies as well.
Totally. But I used to love, like when I was walking my dog, people would be like, "That's the cutest dog I've ever seen." Like I love that. It's like I know it's nice to hear it, but I feel like, and I say hello to every dog that I see. Yes. And I feel like in some places in Europe, it's a little bit, people don't really want you to say hi to their dog. They don't want to share it with you. They don't want you to pet it.
I don't feel like that at all.
You don't have that?
No,
maybe
I
not.
I haven't found it.
It depends on the owner,
and
it depends on the breed.
Yeah.
And some dogs are like chow chows and stuff like that, or a little bit. They're super cute.
And in our area, there's lots of, of cute dogs.
I didn't see any dogs yet today.
Don't like people touching their dogs and saying hello without them saying that you can.
Totally.
I mean, it's not the reason to have a pet, obviously, but I mean, people enjoy it, usually tend to enjoy it. I think that you like their pet and you like their baby and you like your whatever it is.
But it can get to a point where it's creepy, where it's like if I just met you and I'm just kissing your dog on the mouth, and then later you're gonna kiss your dog in the mouth and be like, he just was kissing some stranger that I don't know. Like,
well, I guess.
And the same with babies. Like if I meet your baby, you don't want me to just like grab its face. Like when I see a baby, I want to touch its cheeks because they're soft, you know. But if you can't do that. You can't just go around doing that to other people's babies.
It's worse with babies, I guess.
Definitely worse with the baby.
Yeah, because and especially
less for sharing.
Yes. Don't share a baby.
Yeah, dogs are more. You're right. Dogs are more shareable.
More shareable. Yeah. Plus, if you kiss a dog in the mouth, then it disinfects, so it won't share.
It's the cleanest thing in the world.
Exactly.
Cleanest thing in the world.
Exactly.
It's not the cleanest thing in the world.
No, it's full of poo. Surprise!
Yeah. Humans are disgusting. Dogs are perfect. Yeah.
It's a poop machine. we were having dinner out last night and it stank, and even there was a baby, and we were like blaming the baby, but no, it was apparently sewage, local sewage, which was weird because the restaurant is awesome. But we immediately blamed the baby.
Yeah.
Sorry, baby. In the future, when you see this, I guess, and think this about you in at least 10 years.
Yeah, in 10 years, every 10-year-old that watches this is going to be like so self-conscious. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I love banter. Yeah. Okay, awesome.
Cold open.
It is a cold open. Okay, so let's do some music talk. Otherwise, okay. So
I was hoping the whole interview would just be talking about.
it's
dogs.
about whatever we want, but I actually prepared a lot of questions because
I can try.
so you can answer questions.
Yeah.
Not that I'd like formal interviews. These are more like, and I'm cutting this. These are more conversations,
Cool.
and we go wherever we want. But I kind of promised Sub Pop that I speak about the record.
Great,
So
great.
that's the only reason. Otherwise, we could go just wherever.
Cool.
Are you still writing a song every day now with Vessel and being so busy?
No, I definitely don't write a song every day. Especially on tour, it's like I almost never write a song on tour because it's just like you're never alone, really. But when I'm home, I try and write. I have to like plan, to sit down and write a song.
But you got ideas though.
I've got ideas.
Okay.
Yeah. I still have ideas every day, probably. But also sometimes I don't. It's kind of freaky. Sometimes I just don't have an idea. Like some days I just don't have an idea all day.
No ideas about anything.
Weird. It's like, I have no thoughts all day. I'm just like, I'm serious. It's weird. I just like totally disengaged. I just like got headphones on. I'm just listening to this podcast all day in the car. Like just trying to, we've been doing like 6 or 7 or 8 hour drives every day. Since 2 days ago till the rest of the tour, we're doing that. So I'm just like sitting with my headphones on, like playing a video game on my phone. Like it's so bad for my brain. Today I got here and I was like, I'm gonna play guitar. Like I was like, I need to like work on a song. I worked on a song today because I was like, I needed to expel this like just lazy part of me that was just like taking over. Yeah.
So you're not just like a complete husk of yourself then.
Not quite.
Not quite. Okay. Your brain's still working.
Yeah, almost.
Plus you can still get to a city and have an idea about something then.
Totally.
Because you pretty much just released for someone who used to write a song every day then it's ages ago, but you kind of just released a song called February. Was it recorded in February?
It was recorded in December.
Oh.
But
cheater.
I know, but it came out in March. So but no, I wrote it. I mean, I wrote part of that song like actually like 7 years ago. So like probably like I'm guessing, but maybe more like 5 or 4 years ago. But
in February?
No, I don't know. It was like about February. I don't even know why I don't know when I wrote it. I don't think it was. But there was a February of my life that was a meaningful February, and so I wanted to reference February in a song, but I don't think that I wrote it in a February.
It could be about someone named February.
Oh yeah.
People are named. People are named, especially I think. What do you call offspring of people whose parents used to be hippies? I think. Like because there's like I used to know a November, which is an odd name, November Jenny.
November Jenny, like hyphenated.
November Jennifer.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's
was
a cool
ages
name.
ago.
That's cool.
Yeah. From the US, obviously.
I thought for a second you were going to say the offspring of the offspring.
The offspring of the
Oh
no.
Yeah, like especially the offspring's children are all named after months. Yeah.
Just for no reason.
Yeah.
Drastically.
Yeah.
They agreed that all their babies are gonna be.
Have you done your homework, October? Come to dinner, May. May I come to dinner? Oh. I'm having these ideas on the spot, and I'm all sweaty because it's hot in Lisbon. So.
November, you can.
No.
November is a
for
good
the record.
name.
I'm bowing.
I would record this, but I'm not sure it's worth it.
I think Vember is a good name.
Vember?
Just Vember.
Vember?
Because then you could say November, like you're saying. No, Vember. You don't do that.
November? Yes, Vember.
Yeah. Yes, Vember.
Yes, Vember.
It's all kind of not a good thing to name your kid.
No.
Yeah, no.
Could you in the U.S. name your kid November?
You could.
You could, because you can't over here. You can't unless it's official.
No, we
yeah.
can't
Wait, what do you mean?
You can't legally just put any name that you want.
Oh,
It kinda
really?
We have a list
Yeah.
of pre-approved names.
Oh my gosh, people in the U.S. call their kids crazy shit.
And the
Well, yeah.
trends of baby naming. have
Salad,
been-
you know.
Yeah, salad.
Yeah.
And, like,
Salad.
Water,
names of oil.
Water.
cactus. You know, you can name your kid whatever you want. Yeah.
I'm progressive, so
Go for it. Go for it. Yeah,
go
yeah.
for it. So
But some of them are just like regular names with the most ridiculous spelling. So it'd be Caitlin, but with like 7 K's.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
15 Y's and just.
especially one big Y.
It seems like a competition for people to have unique names.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna run amok.
Totally. But I also feel like now that those unique names are like so widespread, more people are going with really classic names too.
Yeah.
Like people are going back and naming their kids like old-fashioned things. You know,
Yeah,
Pearl,
Pearl.
Judith. You know, like old lady names.
Yes.
Like
Names are coming
they're coming back in
Yeah.
style. I feel like
Petunia.
Petunia. Yeah, exactly.
There's a phenomenon over here which is similar,
Yeah.
which is there's an area. Because you used to have like preppy names, especially like kind of us and a lot of our friends with like kind of
Yeah.
preppy names.
What's an example of a
preppy name?
preppy?
Like for instance, you can have a preppy name, for instance, classic name like my own, which is Antonio, which is such a classical name, is such an old name that it's never going to be. It's not necessarily a preppy name; it's both
It's
actually.
not like associated with the
Yeah.
style because it's so like old.
It's so old that you can
full on preppy.
no,
because
it's Leonor.
Leonor.
It's like
My
Eleanor.
nickname is Nônô, but it's Leonor, which was always names of queens and
Yeah,
things.
exactly. And
Oh, okay,
Antonio
so
as
it's
well.
like- Okay.
It's
Yeah.
forever a preppy name.
It's kind of exactly.
Interesting, okay.
Like my own, but you can be totally not just a prep and have these names. But there's like some others that are like.
it decides who you're gonna be. Your
Like-
name decides. Yeah, you have to be a
Exactly,
preppy
yeah.
person. Yeah.
For instance, like Salvador,
Yeah.
it means savior, and plus it used to be, it is until recently, like it's an exclusively preppy name. But
okay.
because people want to, I guess, democratize this, I guess there are Salvadors that are not preppy anymore, for instance, or Caetano, or something that has no translation, I can say.
Okay.
But the Salvador is like savior, but not Xavier. Savior.
Yeah.
Okay, not Xavier.
Yeah. I
Or
got
that's Xavier. But that's not common at all. But so people, there's like this people that are kind of, I guess, preppy, don't name their kids that
Preppy names.
anymore. So there's like a weird trend of other names, like
Old people
of old
names.
people
Okay.
names. That's similar to yours.
like,
I just think this is interesting.
Old names from like old towns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Anyway, we should move on. Okay. I guess we're getting cut off soon because we've been
Oh my gosh,
speaking
sorry,
for
yeah. I mean, we
17
can-
minutes and I asked one
We
thing.
can talk.
No, but it's okay. But so you mentioned in an interview a song called, I think, "Smiling About Ronaldo."
Uh-huh.
And Ronaldo in Portugal is usually Cristiano Ronaldo, who is a very famous soccer player.
Oh,
But
yeah,
so
I saw
Ronaldo,
the
I guess,
jerseys around today.
he's very he's like one of the most famous people in the world, I would say. But this Ronaldo, you mentioned it in the context that it had weird time, not a signature, I guess, but like a
It was
weird
rhythmically weird song.
Rhythmically weird. How so? Can I listen to it? Is it Ronnie Ronaldo? Because I listened to a live version of Ronnie Ronaldo, which was with a full band, and it had a really weird.
Oh, is that weird?
Yeah,
That's a more normal
weird.
song, I feel like.
I know, but the rhythm
Yeah.
part was weird.
Yeah. It's a different song, but I mean, it's not really recorded anywhere.
Yet.
It's really old. I don't know if I'll ever do it. I mean, I wrote it when I was like 17. So 8 years ago. But
So there's no time anymore. You're done. You cannot go back.
I'm not thinking about it really, but I could play it for you. You know, I could play
Play
it
it tonight.
I could play it tonight. I don't really want to.
No, don't.
No, I don't even know if I could. But it's. I mean, I could show you what the rhythm is. I could tap out the rhythm for you if you want. It's just I mean, it's not even that weird. Maybe it's not that weird. Maybe it's just that I don't really understand time signature. This is something else. Is like I'm not musically trained. Like in terms of like I don't know a lot of music theory. So a lot of my tempos are just like feeling stuff out. Sure. So when a lot of the times like the most tense moments with my band is like we're just disagreeing about like what the time signature of a song is. Like I'm like, no, you have to count in with 6 because it's the only way I can understand it. And then my drummer's like, but this is in 4/4. I'm gonna count 4. And I'm like, no. Like I need to hear 6 because like of the way that I've understood the song to be. But it's like it's just random. It's just
it's like being alive. You start with the 9.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you start on 12, really.
We count to 10 first. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, rest, and then we play. I say the word rest. I go 7, 8, 9, rest. Being alive. It's like I don't know why. It's just like the way that I've emotionally created this rhythm. Anyway,
I couldn't tell the rest, but I could tell that you start on a.
That's my friend.
Really start on a 12, so I guess, and it's in 4/4. So
it's just random. But yeah, Smiling About Ronaldo goes like, Smiling About Ronaldo. Never doubt Ronaldo. Na, 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 na. It's just this weird like the guitar rhythm is just weird, and the drummer at the time was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He was like, "I don't know how to play with this," and I was like, "Just memorize what I'm doing and then just play along with it." Like it's there's no way to count it. It doesn't match up with what I'm singing. It's like crazy. I don't know.
I could try, but like I'd need the phrase because otherwise I couldn't understand. The album's name. The album. I should put this in. But the album's named Vessel. Vessels usually imply that they're empty, which isn't. And if the vessel is you, then it's not the case. Then it's not an empty vessel.
Thank you.
Right? Usually it implies that they're empty, I guess, because and it's sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Sometimes they have cargo and precious cargo as well.
Yeah, I think when I think of a vessel, like one of the first things I think of is like a pregnant person. Like I don't know. I think of like carrying something, or like a vessel carrying like water or something. Like I think of vessels as like a sacred carrier of something. I don't know, but also like it can be empty, which is, and it can be like, or it can be like it can be like not the actual thing. Like it's more like just the shell of the thing. I don't know. It just has a lot of different meanings, which is why I was very fixated on calling the album that. I don't know. I felt like there's a million ways to relate to that word, I guess.
Yeah, I was aware because I read something in which you explained that it was so. Yeah. But that's just interesting to me because when I think of vessel, especially regarding music, musicians, I tend to think of musicians as some people, or artists are available to music as a higher elevated sort of idea. So and as artists tend to be tools for the art they're performing,
That's
creating.
Totally part of it. Yeah.
So especially with music, like you kind of, because it's often responsive, you have to be like in the zone to be in tune with what the piece needs.
Exactly.
Right?
Like the song is using you as its vessel, as opposed to you having any kind of ownership over it. I feel often like I don't have like ownership over the thing I'm performing, even if I like wrote it. It's like, it's almost like today I was singing something just like during sound check, like to check my vocal mic, and my eyes were closed and I just felt like I was like meditating or something. Like it felt like it was not me doing it. Just sometimes it's just like, I just dissociate while I'm singing, and like I think that that's just something that's crazy about music that for people is it's like it takes you to this other place sometimes.
Do you do that a lot with your art, like dissociating while you're performing?
Yeah, totally. Or like just, I mean, yeah, lots of weird feelings when I'm performing. Yeah, and that's when I feel good, is when I'm just totally disengaged from thinking about what I'm doing.
I mean, now that I think of it, you have songs about that on the record, don't you?
Totally.
Like about being aware of the audience, for instance.
Sure.
I love you. No, not I love you. I mean. I apologize. I forgot the name.
Okay. I don't even know. I'm probably
Basically, you're saying "I love you" to the audience.
Outside with the cuties.
Yeah.
And I say
that's what I meant. Not on this record, but yeah.
Yeah, totally. I definitely reference the audience sometimes. Sometimes the you changes and it becomes the audience. Like when I'm playing. Like when I wrote the song Apathy, I never thought about the you being the audience, but now that I'm playing it, and I sing like. I'm so tired of myself around you. I like think about the audience. Like I'm looking at the audience while I'm singing it, and I'm like, this is about me on stage. Like now, it wasn't about that when I wrote it, but that's what it feels like when I'm playing it sometimes. It's kind of funny. But yeah, it's kind of mean. I don't really feel that. It's just like a funny thing to think that it's about, I guess. I don't know.
No, for sure. Things take on different meanings with time, and it's like a spiral.
Totally.
But and I'm concluding this, and it's an opinion, but still, opinion. Yeah. I need water as usual when I do these these episodes of my show. But yes. You mentioned Apathy. Apathy has a great video directed by Tom Scharpling.
So good.
Literally on my phone, I'm going to go to my phone a lot, but literally on.
Oh, so good. Best show.
I was listening to. We can do this later. It's okay. I can screenshot this and then you go.
Yeah.
Where did you meet Tom? How did this come about? Because he directs videos and has done a lot of great directorial work in the past.
Well, if you listen to the Best Show, you might know about Avalanche Bob, who calls in, the yodeler. That is my brother's friend. My brother manages Avalanche Bob. And has played in his band and stuff. So that was sort of my brother loves the Best Show, and he started having Bob call in and do his yodeling on the show. And Tom obviously is really mean to Avalanche Bob, but actually I kind of think Tom is nice to Avalanche Bob.
He's I think dialing it back. I think in recent times.
Yeah, he's been pretty nice to him. I mean, he lets him call in and just do his weird stuff. So I think he's nice. But so I first knew about Tom from my brother, and then just listening to the show and stuff, and then
especially there's last year they had this running thing, not that he wasn't in control of, I think, which was the E6 for legs guy. There's a guy trolling him, saying the most insane stories, and Tom would be getting very much this is the Tom show, not my show, but still it's something that I enjoy, and it's on the best of the best of last year, so if you want to check it out, then it's easy enough, because it's you don't have to go through, I guess, 3 hours a week of shows last year. It's a long show.
So much Best Show.
And it's this is impromptu. Whatever. Someone just opened the door and we were just checking if it was important. But no. So
so then I became a fan of Tom's videos, because my brother was showing me them, and he was like, this guy makes the best music videos, and we watched all of them. And when we signed to Sub Pop, I basically in our first meeting with them, I was like, I want to get Tom Scharpling to make us a music video. Awesome. And they were like, I don't think he's gonna do that. He doesn't really do that anymore, and he probably never heard of you. They didn't say that, but they kind of were like, well, we'll see what we can do. And then Tom totally came. He had made a video in 5 years or something,
I
and
think,
he came.
maybe the last one was for Nick Lowe, I think.
Yeah, and he just like was super down and really nice, and we talked on the phone, and then I met him. I basically only really met him the day of shooting it, but we talked on the phone, and then we met at like a Angel Olsen concert. He was like, "Hey, I'm Tom," and I was like, "Oh, hey," and then. But we didn't really interact until the day of the shooting, and it was really fun. He's so funny and nice.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't met him, but I totally believe that he's extremely nice person.
I was definitely scared of him a little bit because
really?
I don't know. He has a kind of his energy. He has like a harsh energy where I was like, is he like going to be making fun of me? Is he like mean? I don't know, but he's really nice and cool. I really liked him.
I guess that he'll be mean to you if you're going to be a smartass.
Yeah. I'm really not. I'm really reverent. So like people like that are cool with me, I feel like. But yeah, we had a great time. And it's like the funniest video. I love it.
Absolutely.
I was like, just do whatever you want is what I said to him. I was like, I don't care at all. Just do whatever you want because like I think he has the best ideas and he's just so good.
And I'd seen the video before, but when I was preparing for this, I was rewatching. By the way,
Everything's cool.
Everything's cool. Okay, so I'll keep going. When I was preparing, I was rewatching the videos and stuff like that. So, and I realized that even last night, I contacted a band that would ask me to like them on some page and said, "You guys are aware that." The band name that you chose already exists in Portugal, so you kind of have to do what you will. But it's another band with the same name.
Yeah,
there you go. Ties in with your video.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're doing. I guess they might keep the name, might not. But yeah. Talking about animals, and I realized that I had an animal question. Not necessarily an animal question, but Bus Train. You had Jojo, your pet, that is unfortunately no longer with us physically, but maybe still with us. Emotionally, absolutely.
He's background on my phone still to this day, and he passed away in 2012. So he's still my phone background. That's pretty crazy. No new animal love in my life, sadly.
You didn't fill in not the void, but the physical void. Of a pet with another pet.
I wish. I keep trying to get my parents to get another dog, but we're all it's too short. That's kind of the consensus we've come that. Well, my mom really feels that it's just if you get a dog, it's like you only get to have them for like 15 years at the most, and that's too short to love something. It's just it's too tragic. Understand. But I think like dogs need homes. We should just take one in. Like I love dogs so much, but it's also I can't really decide because I tour too much to have a dog, so like they would have to take care of it. So, But someday when I stop touring, I'm going to get a dog. Okay. First order of business is I'm going to get a dog. I need a dog. Yeah.
And I totally understand what your mom said because I used to have a hamster when I was 15, and they're like. To have a lifespan of 2 years.
It's short.
It's already sick and dying. I mean, I'm not having a pet ever again. Obviously, I really want pets.
That's so sad.
But I'll be unable to do anything else with my life, I think, if I have a pet.
Yeah.
But the thing that I was going to ask was, again, there's some sort of synchronicity here because I was just sent an image with an animal in taxidermy, and I'll explain. And you say that Jojo is in taxidermy in the song, which he isn't.
He's not.
he's
No.
not. Okay.
No. It was.
I never got that taxidermy.
No.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, taxidermy people.
I would never taxidermy a pet. That's so scary.
Because I was sent. And again, it was going to my phone, but. There's an image of Giger, H.R. Giger, with the taxidermy cat, and it's really
so
weird.
Scary.
Well, it's Giger, so it's going to be very, very scary. You know,
Oh my God.
So there's some sort of synchronicity in all of this.
Yeah.
So because I was checking out the lyrics again, and taxidermy again, really?
Yeah.
Something that's in my life barely at all.
Yeah. That's weird. Yeah.
It's weird. It's happening. But
It's in mine a lot.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you encounter taxidermy?
Please.
First, when I lived in San Francisco, my friends used to live out in the redwoods, and they would camp out in the night, and they were vegan, but they used the bones of the roadkill as to make art or to make taxidermy, and they would sell that art instead of the animal going fully to waste. Then it would be having like another use. Sometimes they would eat them, depending on the state.
Oh, so it's an ecological thing then.
So it's it's an anarchist, very ecological friendly kind of vegan view of the world.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Freegan.
Yeah.
We call it. Yeah.
Freegan, exactly.
Freegan to the extreme.
Wow, that's wild.
Awesome.
Do you know how to do taxidermy? Did you watch them do it? Do you know about it?
No, because I was always in school, so I could never just go up and see what they were up to. But I have seen them make art of the bones and of the skins and of the stuff like that, but not the actual process of boiling meat and disinfecting eyeballs. And stuff like that.
I'd freak out.
Scary.
I do not enjoy those things at all. I'm not easily scared, but still, it's just animals.
Anything with eyeballs, really, just that's the next level of ickiness.
Yeah.
Even I can't even I was talking to my family about this. There's no amount of money you could pay me to put a contact lens in my eye.
Luckily,
I have no interest in ever doing that.
I was doing makeup about 1 week ago almost, and I was doing makeup, but one of the things that I said is, because we're gonna film you so close up and the eye makeup so close, I'm gonna need to bring some eye drops for you, because we're gonna film long hours. You're gonna get your eyes are gonna get red, and they were nothing is gonna touch my eyeballs at all. Nothing at all.
Whoa, not even eye drops? I mean, I'm a baby, but I can do eye drops. I mean, I have to do it in a very intricate, weird way, but I can do it.
Luckily, we
hate eye
didn't need to use them, so there was no eyeball drama.
Oh, that's so wild. Yeah, that's spooky. Yeah, I have a very silly. I have a really silly way of doing eye drops where I probably wouldn't work with the makeup scenario, but I close my eye and then I drop it on here, and then I open my eye and I kind of blink it into my eye. It's so I'm such a baby.
I don't enjoy that at all either.
Yeah.
It's just
and I'm a fainter. Anything that I'm scared of, it'll make me faint.
Really?
Too.
Oh, those tiny goats that faint.
Yes. Bring it right back to
tiny goat that faints.
Yeah. I'm a tiny goat. I faint. It's mostly pain. Pain will make me faint. But I have to be lying down fully flat to get a shot, because otherwise I'll faint into my doctor's arms. It's really embarrassing. Yeah.
So it's so it's shots and
blood. Yeah, giving blood. Yeah, all that stuff. I have to be lying completely flat. I have to be horizontal, or else all the blood sort of rushes from my head and I faint. I've fainted every time I've left the doctor's office for 10 years. Every time, and sometimes I'll stay at the doctor's office an hour in case I'm gonna faint, and then it's and then they're okay, I'm fine, I'm not gonna faint, and then I'll leave, and then I faint. It's it's more of a stress thing. It's I'm doing it to myself. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm crazy.
You have a delayed faint.
Yeah, exactly. It's only when I want to faint. At the worst possible moment, I choose to faint.
But so, for instance, at shows, since you need to be on stage and performing, then I hope
I've never not on stage. No, it's been a few years since I fainted.
Oh, okay. So nothing on stage, because otherwise you'd need the disclaimers like.
Yeah, no, I'm
fainted
good.
on stage. Never at the doctor. Always
Oh my gosh.
on stage.
Scary.
I found out that I have a problem in my ear
Whoa.
that makes me have extreme vertigo.
Whoa.
And I didn't know, and for years I was singing with my band and like shouting and everything, and then I would leave the stage like almost like not being able to walk.
Oh my gosh.
And
From
yeah,
vertigo?
from vertigo.
That's so scary.
And
Yeah,
so I
she's
have to
taking care of
have
that,
surgery
yeah.
for it.
Whoa.
Otherwise I can't sing anymore
Yeah.
or I'll faint.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because there's a reverberation in the head.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense, I guess. Yeah. That's so scary. Have you read do you guys know have you read Carrie Brownstein's autobiography?
No, I haven't.
It's really good, but there's like a lot of it is about basically she like realized that performing like made her physically ill and she couldn't figure out what it was. It was
really?
like like a whole bunch of the book is about like playing and getting like hives every time she played, and like it was like
When's the book from?
pretty recent. She's from Sleater-Kinney. It's like and
but I saw Sleater-Kinney live like when they reunited, like
Yeah.
2 years ago, 3 years ago. Maybe,
Yeah.
no,
Well, now she
2014
figured it out.
maybe.
Yeah. So the book it's more like it's like about like when they first started, I guess. And I guess it turned out she had like an allergy to something where like she would eat something right before she played, like soy or something, and then her sweat from playing, she was allergic to her own sweat from eating soy, like something crazy like that. And so she would like be rushed to the hospital from the stage like at one point, and she didn't, and then she figured out what was wrong with her. Yeah. But it's very
nervous.
interesting.
Was it nervous though? Like in terms of
Yeah.
because these systems are all like nerve systems to go throughout all your body.
Yeah.
So they can be related to the digestive system and respiratory system.
Yeah.
Respiratory system systems. So it's kind of all mixed together. Sometimes something is in an organ, but then it isn't in that organ, and that. But then because it's ill, then other organs will be ill. So sometimes there's correlations with the illnesses. So I guess that, for instance, when I get nervous, my stomach, my intestines really, don't really work very well. So that's why I can imagine like everything being mixed together in sort of like this weird ball.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably have
craziness.
Physical like ailments from performing, because it's like it's anything that's going on with you physically combined with like the anxiety of being on stage or whatever. I'm sure it
I just figured it was adrenaline and low blood pressure.
Yeah.
It turns out it's a major medical issue.
Yeah, that's so crazy. So are you like set to have surgery like soon or
This year.
Gosh, good
This
luck.
year.
That's so crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh,
Thank
that's
you.
so intense. But
Yeah.
you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, that's great that it's something that you can like fix. You know.
It's pretty rare, but the doctors have said, luckily, that it's a minor thing. You'll be good in 15 minutes.
Minor surgery.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
15-minute surgery. That's not bad.
No, that's not.
No, it's not not 15-minute surgery, but a simple like very
Really opened my ear.
Oh my
not invasive, not super invasive, and stuff like that. Even though the condition is rare.
Yeah, that's
like
good. That's good. Yeah.
a small bone inside. Smaller bone than it's supposed to be. Yeah. So it's
I'm excited for you to like have your first like when you get to perform and not have the vertigo. That must be like
and I haven't
amazing.
been able to sing, so
so it's very frustrating.
So it's been like really terrifying. Like whenever I sing for a little bit, I get vertigo.
Oh my god!
So I can only sing like little bits at a time.
Oh, that's
and
so
never
horrible.
like shout or anything. Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting. How it's all like it's crazy that it's all connected, like your voice and your ear and stuff. I mean, of course, but.
And not
so
fun
scary.
if you're a performer as well. If you're an artist, then
that's so
musician,
scary.
then not
that's
fun.
wild.
Just taking a sabbatical.
Yeah.
We'll be doing. We're speaking for 40 minutes
Oh my
now.
gosh, yeah.
So we still have.
I imagine that.
We still have to. You still have to go have dinner. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're Frankie Cosmos.
The show's called Made of Things, and it's based on the idea that you've dedicated yourself to art because something happened to you that made you go, oh, I want to do that forever, even if you were not doing it yourself. But in your case, since you started very early on, and you come from the family that you come from, I assume that it's already running, you were already doing it before you decided to consciously do it. So, I'm assuming. So, the question, I guess, is that in this case, did you have a moment where you really reaffirmed the will to keep doing art and keeping music and whatever art you're doing?
I feel like I have that moment all the time, but I feel like I never had a moment. I keep having moments where I realize that I'm doing that even. Like, I don't know, I never had a moment where I was like, I'm going to be a musician, until one day I was like, oh, I think I'm a musician. Like, it was kind of like, it happened in this really, it kind of happened on its own, like out of my control, it felt like. But I grew up, playing music always. So it was part of just like, it's part of how I like have thoughts is musically. But I definitely
and you process things like that as well, right?
Totally. Yeah, I need it to process stuff. But yeah, there's times when I feel like I shouldn't be doing this, or I'm bad or whatever. Like, there are times, sometimes I joke that like I play one bad show and then I'm like, I'm the worst musician in the world, you know, because it's just like I'm extreme. But that's not. It's all like, it's not true. Obviously, it's just like, depends on the day, you know. Some days I'm just like, I don't feel like a musician. I feel like I should just go like work with dogs. Like, my real passion is dogs, you know. But then some days I'm like, I love music. Like, this is what I like. Sometimes we play a show and it's just like I feel like so connected to my bandmates, and I'm just like, this is the best job ever. It's so cool. So it's like, depends on the day. It's crazy. Like, some days I'm just like, I'm gonna write a song again, you know. Like,
well, you could take dogs on tour though. Like, you can have a dog thing.
Dogs, and so I felt the same way.
I think I'm
like,
shouting.
Being on tour, like working for dogs, being on tour, working for dogs.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big part of the Carrie Brownstein book. At the end of the book, she basically quits her band and like works with dogs. And I was like, this book is about
circle.
like what I want my life to be. Like, I want to do that. And I was like, I really recommend this book. It's very interesting. But yeah, I mean, because tour is it's a weird lifestyle to choose, and it's hard.
For sure. That's part of the question, actually, because it is, you need so much commitment, and you need so much. This is actually, the show is kind of silly. This show is kind of silly, let's admit, but because it is. So it's sometimes kind of like borderline comedy, really, but because it's like, it's not an interview. It's like, it is an interview, but it's like, we're riffing, and it's kind of like we go wherever we go, and most of the time, the idea is for the guests to enjoy themselves. So we try to have fun, guys. Yeah, so it's
I'm having fun.
So, thank you. Good. Yay! Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Good. Awesome. It's part of the idea that you need to be committed. So it's not an easy decision necessarily. I mean, when it's a decision, but it's not an easy act really. You need to. It has its strains really.
It's something that I go back and forth.
Obviously, has a lot of things that you enjoy, obviously, and it's you're speaking for the bigger art, and doing things that are very emotionally. I'm speaking, I guess I'm speaking for you, but emotionally they are very. Compensating, so not focusing. I mean, what I mean is that they're very fulfilling, but exactly that's the obvious. But people sometimes don't know that it's very straining sometimes.
I mean, I feel like I get sick every tour. I'm like sick right now, but I'm fine. I mean, I'm getting over being sick. I had like a sore throat for the last couple days. I looked at your leg like, are you? And I looked at your legs for some reason. Both my legs are broken. Actually, are you sick? Yeah. No, it's all here and here, but I'm all right. But I do feel like it's I do feel like whenever I get sick on tour, I get really like depressed, and I'm just like, it's just tour's fault. It's not. It's like I just get like, it's like this is why I shouldn't tour. You know, that's where my mind goes. So I feel like, because it's just when you're sick and you're at home and you have a normal job, you can stay home from your job for a couple days and get better. And when you're on tour, it's just like I'm like spraying this numbing spray in my throat, and then like going on stage and singing and like blowing my nose. You know, it feels crazy. It's like, why am I doing this to myself?
As long as you don't end up sounding like Tom Waits, then you're fine.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, it worked for Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, well, I don't know much about Scarlett Johansson, so I have no follow-up.
Yeah, the Frankie Cosmos perfume ads. Cosmos by Frankie Cosmos.
Oh, they're talking about the album that Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, did she make an album?
She did make an album some years ago. Yeah, I think 6 or 7 years ago.
That's not perfume related.
I was just imagining like she's like because her voice is so like yeah.
Maybe it is perfume related. Maybe she sprayed
her voice. Like, I associate it with like perfume commercial vibe. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's that energy. It's like,
it feels more like a little Tom Waitish.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah.
So maybe she intense whispers as well.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, there you called it. I didn't have an idea.
Yeah, I don't. You know, I it's like all I do is take care of myself. Like I don't smoke, I don't drink. I'm just like drinking water all day. Like, and then I just get sick, and I'm just like, what is this? So I'm definitely not going to end up sounding like Tom Waits because I don't smoke, but I feel like.
And drink whiskey professionally.
Yeah, exactly. But but
not that I know a lot about Tom Waits because I don't. It's just someone that with a raspy voice.
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
a pirate's voice.
Pirate's voice. Yeah.
I always thought he just sounds like a pirate.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I could pull that off.
Yeah,
I could totally.
Yeah. And there's a lot
of. Make me feel like a fool. Waiting for you. Yeah, I could do a little bit of Tom Waits, Frankie Cosmos, Tom Waits style. Yeah, exactly. No, I hope it doesn't get to that point. Yeah. No, but yeah, tour is weird, and so I'm always like, should I do this? Should I not do it?
Thank you for going full circle with the answer.
Yeah. I remember the question. Do you want to be Tom Waits when you grow up? Was the question, right?
Yes,
no, but maybe. I don't know.
Maybe I do.
We'll see what happens. Whichever way the wind blows me, you know. Yeah.
Idea the other day, so tied in with made things, and we're closing on this, which is name the top 3 things that you are made of.
Ooh.
And we're going to do this from now on with every guest.
It could be conceptual things or physical things.
Or it can be anything. Yeah.
Okay. Pancakes.
Good.
Love of dogs.
Amazing.
I'm trying to think of like things that are not negative. Like I want to be like acne, but I don't want that to be one of my 3. I mean, it's 3 things you said.
Yeah, sure. Not an acne pancake then.
No. I guess overthinking.
Overthinking pancakes.
Overthinking pancakes. Love of dogs. I feel like overthinking is a quality and it could be good or bad. It depends.
So an overthinking pancake that loves dogs.
Yes, that's me. Yeah. I also feel like maybe it's not just like that I love dogs. I feel like I am part dog. Like I really relate to them in this way where they see me and we like make eye contact and I feel like they know that I am like one of them. I just Do
you feel like you're an animal whisperer as well? Because I do.
Yeah, I feel a little bit like that. Yeah.
Like in 5 minutes, pets will be all over me.
Totally.
Pets, animals.
Any animal. Yeah. It's dogs for me. It's just dogs. But
it's also snakes and spiders. And,
it's true.
And
it's
like
true.
any animal will just like come over to me.
Yeah. For me, it's cats, dogs, and cockatiels now. Cockatiels, I'll be standing there and for like 2 minutes, and in 2 minutes they're in love with me and doing like choop 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 choop. I know.
I grew up with a cockatiel too.
Oh.
Dog and a cockatiel. Yeah. Grover.
That's
his name. Grover Hallelujah. Yeah.
That's adorable.
Love him.
Okay, we're done. Thank you so much, Greta. This was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cool. Fantastic.
Yeah,
this is awesome meeting you.
So much fun.